You may not agree with the strat detailed in this video. If you prefer a different one, please share it in the comments. Ragnaros, the last fight in Molten Core. So during this fight, you can see our melee kind of AFKing a little bit. This is done intentionally, so we reach the timer where the Sons of Ragnaros spawn, which I'm going to explain later. During this fight, anybody that has a mana bar will be targeted for Ragnaros' knockback. When you get targeted for that knockback, it's going to knock you and anyone nearby away. You'll see him do it now. He just targeted someone. You'll see a knockback. You see those guys get knocked towards Rag. They're going to work their way back to their original position and hop around while they're in the lava to reduce the lava damage, lava ticks they take. You see melee just entered the fight. Again, we purposely reduced our DPS here so you guys can see the sun's phase. We can get this in the video. Melee is now engaged on Rag. They need to watch out for a different mechanic. They don't have mana, unless they're an enhancement shaman. They don't have mana, but they're going to be sitting there fighting, and they're going to watch out for this next attack, which is called Wrath of Ragnaros. You see them all back out. We're going to rewind there just a second. You see them all run out of there to back out over here on the right, but you'll see someone gets out a little late. You'll see this guy get chucked. He's gone. If you get out late or you don't get out in time, you're falling asleep, you're sleeping on the job, you're gonna get punted out like that. That could definitely lead to your death. It does damage to you. You take fall damage, and obviously it's gonna lower your DPS like crazy. He luckily didn't die, and he made his way back into the fight. Fire resist is very important for this fight because it'll reduce stuff like that, like the knockback. You can resist it. You can resist the targeted knockback if you're a mana user. You'll see this hunter just got punted, but you'll see this hunter here resisted it. Fire resist helped him resist that. So he came back and he rejoined the fight. You can get a nasty knockback that can put you out of the fight for a little bit, which could really, really reduce your DPS. So I do recommend having some fire resist for this fight. Tanks are unable to run out for that melee knockback that the melee runs out for. You're going to see them run back here and wait for that knockback to complete. But tanks are unable to run out for that, so there's a chance they can get knocked back. This tank here is backup tank. Usually we have two tanks on Rag, and if both tanks get knocked back, the third tank, you see one tank gets knocked back, but this tank is still here to tank Rag. This tank is there to pick up Rag very, very quickly. And the reason why you always want someone tanking Rag is because if no one is tanking Rag, he'll start finger banging people, which is what I like to call it. He'll just point at a player and pretty much insta-kill them. It's just Magma Blast if no one's in melee tanking him. Of course, if the melee DPS are there, Rag is going to turn on the melee and kill them. So that's also obviously something you don't want to happen. High fire resist while you're tanking this guy as much as you can. Try to hit that 315 cap. Works very, very, very well when you're tanking him. Tanks, you'll have a debuff called Elemental Fire on you. You'll take a lot of fire damage every second. That'll pretty much be on you during the entirety of the fight while you're tanking Rag. It is a lot of FR. Range DPS, if you get knocked back, you get knocked into melee, you need to get out of there because you can knock back the entire melee if you don't get back to your spot as quickly as possible. If you're an enhancement shaman on this fight, you want to be positioned pretty much over here. I'm going to pause right here. You want to be positioned on the other side of Rag here because you can't be with the melee because you have mana. You'll be a target for the mana knockback, and you'll knock back all the melee. So I paused here because I want to explain what they're going to do now. It's been a little bit. It's been 3 minutes in the fight, and at 3 minutes, Ragnaros will submerge. He'll go underground, and he won't be targetable anymore. You can't do any DPS. He's going to submerge under here. Everyone is going to collapse to a point right here. You're going to see them do that right now. They're collapsing so they can organize the suns a little more, how easy it is for them to pick up all the suns. The suns of Ragnaros are about to appear. Here we go. And if everyone's collapsed, all the suns are going to go towards the same location. So here we go. Everyone's picking up the suns. They're going to tank them. You can AoE them, Frost Nova. You can War Stomp them. Completely stunnable, tauntable, tankable, which they should be tanked. And the reason why we want to stack them up like this is not only for AoE because you can kill them quicker, but you want to have them controlled so the mana users are not near them. If you stack up together and the suns start pulling together and you're a mana user, you should then move out. So they move to this back row here, they moved along the side here to get away from the suns. And the reason they do that is because you'll see this flame tick that just went off. I'm going to rewind 1 second. You see a flame tick that goes off on all these guys, bam, right there. That is a mana burn. That is a mana burn that goes off if you're near the fire elementals. So if you're stacked here and all the fire elementals come in together and you don't move and you have mana, you are going to be left with 0 mana at the end of this fight almost instantly because all of them are going to tick their mana burn on you at the same time. We've had an enhancement shaman go like, what the hell's going on here? Why do I never have mana at the end of this fight? That's why. They're meleeing these guys, and they'll lose all their mana. If you're Alliance, I laugh at you, but if you're Alliance and you have a Red Paladin, they're going to be without mana. So healers and DPS, you want to make sure you move and get out of there. Melee, you need to pick up anything that gets pulled out of the group very quickly. Stun them. Don't let them run free along your ranged and mana burn them. You'll see here that they leave one sun alive, but it dies quickly towards the end. I'm going to rewind 1 second. The way I like to do this is pull this mob, pick one that you're not going to kill, and pull them out of the group. That way you can control when the last sun dies. When the last sun dies, Ragnaros is going to emerge, and you're going to have to start fighting him again. You have 90 seconds to kill all the suns, or when the last sun is killed, then Ragnaros will reemerge. If you banish these suns, which you can do, if you banish them, and the only target left alive is banished, Ragnaros will emerge. That's very important to remember that. So if you have a target banished and you kill the last one that's not banished, Ragnaros is immediately going to emerge again. So the last target dies, Ragnaros is emerged. People are making it back to their position real quick. I prefer to give them a little time, like pull the sun away. Assuming the sun's kill went fast, you still have a good 20 seconds or so. You could take your time, let people get back to their position, kill the last sun, and then finish Rag off for the final few percentage you may have him at. 20% or less usually you have him out here. But if you're starting out, it might be a little higher, which is okay. You can still survive this. You can still get this guy down. You see one of the tanks goes down. The extra tank just jumps in there. And yeah, they tank Ragnaros until he dies. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any different strat that you like to use for Rag, please feel free to throw that in the comments. You're probably watching these videos because you plan to play Classic WoW. And if you're not, the fuck are you doing here? Are you planning to join the true faction, the one true faction? No. Not that baby mode alliance shit. I'm talking about the Horde. Do you want to be part of an experienced guild? A guild that strives to be the best of the best in both PvE and PvP? Does it sound good to you so far? How about weekend raids? Does that sound good? If you answered, this guy sounds like fucking Ray Romano, then this guild may be the one you're looking for. Head to Oran'Thul.com and drop in an application. If you have any questions, feel free to add me on Discord, Nekrage0108, and I will talk to you then.